What's up, guys? Welcome to the last and final WWA Wakeboard World Series rundown. We are here at Lake Biwa for the Lake Biwa Pro presented by Malibu Boats. I have our 2017 overall series winner, Harley Clifford here, and our 2017 Pro Women overall series winner, Taylor. Congratulations, guys. You guys both pulled out an insane year, and I got to start with you first. How crazy is it to end up in this #1 spot after everything playing out coming into this final event?
Yeah, it's been pretty insane. I mean, the year's been hectic. I mean, I've made finals, not made finals, but I'm stoked to come out on top overall, so. It
was pretty crazy, but throughout the whole year, you know, we went to so many different places. What was the biggest highlight for you over that season?
I mean, being overall champ.
That's pretty good right there, that's pretty good.
No, it's been a sick season. Like, I mean, I've been able to travel to so many different countries this year, and just like the sightseeing and stuff has been so cool. But being able to become the overall champ for the first time for this year is amazing. It's so sick.
It's pretty epic. You're definitely adding a major one in for the books right there. And speaking of that, another major one for the books. Harley, you've got countless ones. What made this year so special for you?
Like, the most special thing about this year is that last year I was injured, you know, and sort of like the boys killed it all last year. Like, the riding level was better last year than it's ever been, and then I came back this year and it was even better. So for me to come back, I literally had to train like so hard. I had to be better at what I was before I got injured to come back and do good this year. So yeah, that's like the coolest thing for me this year.
Absolutely, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very blown away with how well you rebutted back. And you know, speaking of that, I know your season, you know, it had its ups and downs, just like a lot of us do. You know, I know in Knoxville, unfortunately, it did not go the way you wanted, but again, this is where I'm so impressed that you came back and pulled off what you did. So again, can you tell me a little bit about how your season went from being, bam, coming back right off an injury?
Well, the biggest thing about this year is it wasn't like any other year where like I would go to an event and I sort of knew if I rode really well and did what I had to do, I would be on top of that podium. You know, every event this year was just sort of a guessing game. Everyone was killing it. And I, like, a couple of the events I've won, I threw down like runs that I never even thought I could do, the runs that I couldn't even do out in training. So yeah, that was pretty crazy this year.
It was impressive, man, and I got to highlight another thing for myself. Today, unfortunately, you know, the conditions weren't the most ideal, but man, Harley, your semifinals run just blew my mind, man. Especially there was a lot of stuff, man. You really showed why you were the overall series champion with being able to perform the way you did. Can you fill me in a little bit on how it went out there?
Yeah, the semifinals run was the most crazy thing I have ever had to deal with on a wakeboard. Yeah. I literally had no idea what was going on. I just cut into the wake, and that's all. That's about it. I cut into the wake, hit the wake, hope for the best, and landed it. Yeah, it wasn't even like somewhere else where it was rough and you could read the water and tell what was going on. It was just fully a guessing game the whole time.
Yeah, and actually that's where I got to turn it right back to you. Your semi-final ride yesterday blew my mind. It was one of the best I've seen you ride all year long. I was extremely fired up on it. Walk me through that. How did that go?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I was sitting on the dock. All I wanted to do was make finals this weekend, and sitting on the dock, watching everyone ride before me. Tara went out, killed it, had a stand-up run. I was like, all right, all I need to do is make finals, and I'll be happy with this weekend. So went out there, stood on a run, did heel 5, solo reaper, did a few other things, but I came back and everyone was stoked on how I rode, and I was pumped as well, and I can't believe I did it in these conditions. Like, it was pretty crazy out there, but the run I had, I was stoked with. So
yeah, it was, and as you should. Everything was bolts. It was the way it should have been. That was one of my biggest highlights throughout the entire weekend. And one other thing I'd like to touch on, we had a very different field of riders. We had a lot from this part of the world. How was that, guys, being able to have a bunch of new names that that really came into play all the way through to the end? I mean, Russell making finals. We had a good amount of the Japanese all the way through semis. Yeah. How is that going against somebody that you're not as familiar with, and knowing, wow, they've got the ability?
Exactly. Oh, it kind of wasn't like that. I didn't get to watch them ride until they rode in the event, so I had no idea what was going on. And a couple of the guys went out there, and in those conditions that we rode in semifinals, were laying down 9s, heel 7s, and just really threw like spanners in the works. You know, Russell made it to finals and knocked out one of the guys that probably normally would be in the finals. So
it was cool. It was pretty wild, you know, overall. But again, it was an absolutely insanely awesome 2017 season, guys. I want to congratulate each one of you. epic. Nothing short of it. Each of you guys have each of you guys have your own unique story, and I could not be any more honored to be up here with you guys. Congratulations, and see you guys next year.
2018.